today with a real special treat. Our friend, our missing member of the Chandler Gang is here, Mr. Jim Jacobs. Jim's been around, he's seen a lot of things, probably can tell you a lot of stories, probably some he's probably waiting for the statute of limitations to run out on.
Yeah.
But this all-around car guy, and it's big on the drag racing scene over the years here in Arizona. Welcome, Jim. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing real good.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
So where you originally from?
I was born in Wisconsin and lived on a farm until I was 8 years old.
Was it a dairy farm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a little bit of everything. We dairy and we had pigs and everything, chickens, and my dad had asthma and I had asthma, and went to the doctor one day, and both my dad and I were sick, and we went in, and the doctor says, "Have you ever thought about moving to Arizona?" And kind of kicked it around a little bit, and we decided we were going to move to Arizona.
So that was all over with. What year was that?
Well, that was in '52.
Okay.
I was 8 years old, and we yeah.
Do the math. Okay.
And so we moved out here and had some friends that lived in Phoenix, and we stayed with them for a while. And then my dad got a job working out here in, actually I guess it's called Gilbert. At that time it was a little dairy, and he didn't really like it, so then we got a house in Chandler, and my dad started working for this construction company, and they built homes and they built shopping centers, and but then we moved into a little house in Chandler, and that's pretty much the house I grew up in.
That was your home.
And that was my home, yeah.
So when you came from, so my mom was a war bride, so she came from England right after the war.
Yeah.
And the climate in England, the climate in Phoenix, big difference.
Oh yeah.
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 Wisconsin was probably pretty much like the first summer. You remember what it was like?
Actually, well, back then the summers weren't bad.
They cooled off at night.
It cooled off at night, and everybody had green lawns, and you had fields, alfalfa fields, and corn fields, and irrigated fields. So it wasn't hot like it is now. And most of the homes had grass, instead of these rocks like everybody's got now. But it was a big difference.
Well, you've seen, people go, well, what do you like about Phoenix? And I said it was a small town. It's grown up to a big town. It really isn't that bad a place to be.
Yeah.
Still a real good area to be here. If we can put up, we're almost finished with the summer.
What's that?
We're almost finished with the summer now. This is August 31st, and hopefully in another month and a half we'll walk out in the morning and we'll go, oh, that's why we live here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you first get it? Where did your interest in cars come from?
My sister.
Explain, please.
My sister was older than me, and she went to school at Yule Barnes, and a bunch of those, hot rodders, racers, and they'd come over to the house and go out on dates or go cruising, and always drag me along. And this is pretty neat, these cars, and so I just developed into the cars. And
what was your first car?
actually, my first car was a 49, I think 49 or 50 Ford, and actually I wasn't even old enough to drive, and my sister was working in Phoenix, and the car she had got wrecked, so I bought this car for her, and she drove it, I don't know, for quite a while, and I never did drive it. I drove it around the block and stuff like that, but some friends of ours came out from Wisconsin. They were in the military, stationed out at Sierra Vista, and this guy says, "Well, whose Ford's that?" And I said, "It's mine." "You want to sell it?" "Yeah, I'll sell it." Yeah. So actually, I never even put it in my name, and then sold it. And then when I did turn 16 and 17, I bought a POS 56 Plymouth. I hated that car. I hated it, and I knew it hated me. It was nothing but trouble and trouble, and I finally talked my dad into let me get rid of this thing. And a friend of mine, we were in Phoenix, And that's when Lou grew up. Well, actually, it was Rudolph Chevrolet was down on Van Buren and something, and there's a '59 El Camino there. I go, huh, I like that. And that was really the car that I really liked, '59 El Camino, and I bought it, and I drove it for quite a while.
What engine did it have in it?
Just a 283 with a 3-speed manual transmission and 2-barrel carburetor.
But it had the great fins on the back.
Oh yeah, had the fins, the cat eye tail lights.
Oh yeah.
But we could fit 4 people in the front seat comfortable. I mean, you weren't all bunched up, and it was a nice car.
It was a good road car.
Good road car, yeah.
So you were when did your love for cars turn into wanting to do more with drag racing?
Well, I never really had a race car, but I always had friends that had race cars, and I'd always go help them work on their cars and go to the drags with them and stuff like that. And Mike Finley lived a block and over from me, and we were always talking about cars and stuff like that. And then after Mike got married, he lived across the street from me, from my mom and dad's house. And he built a shop in his backyard and worked on race cars and had the dragster. And then I'd kind of got the drag racing deal out of my blood. And I went to work in Chandler at the Chevrolet dealership there. It was Chapman. And a bunch of these guys came in from the base. They were, stationed out the base. And one of them,
Williams Air Force Base?
Yeah, Williams Air Force Base. And one of them had there was a body shop. Jim Torbert was his name, and had a body shop. And I'd take parts over there. And here's a '55 Chevy race car. I started talking to him. He said, "Oh, that belongs to Boomer." And anyway, he was stationed out the base. And I got to talking to him one day, and he said, "Well, you need to go to the races with us." "Oh, no, I don't want to go." "Oh, come on, go. We have a lot of fun." So I went to the races with him. There it is, It's back in there again.
You're hooked again.
I'm hooked again. But it was called Boomer's Little Thumper. It's a red '55 Chevy. And then he got out of the Air Force and moved back to Wisconsin, and then Johnny West or Jimmy West started building a Nova, and I mean it's just everybody in Chandler, everybody was working on a race car, and I was always helping somebody work on something, and a lot of fun, met a lot of good people, a lot of people.
Well, you've been a lot of places over the years with people.
Oh yeah.
Where do you remember going to the race with Finley? Do you remember you going to races with him?
Oh yeah. Just we'd go to Beeline and then Tucson, and then after they got the alcohol dragster, the Cotton King, go to Orange County, and I never did go to Bakersfield. They did go to Bakersfield, but I never did. Went to, I think they went to Colorado, but most of the time I just went with them. Oh, we went to, what the heck, north of San Bernardino, little drag strip up there. Went up there, went to El Paso, the old El Paso. Then Tucson, the old Tucson drag strip. Went there a bunch of times, and just a lot of racing all over the country.
Those guys had a lot of fun, definitely.
Oh yeah.
I remember we had a pleasure interviewing Mike before he passed. Mike
Yeah.
Finley. And he was explaining how they financed the Hemi when they bought it. It was a swimming pool.
Yeah. It was a swimming pool. Yeah.
We got a swimming pool loan, and they bought the Hemi.
Yeah.
Those are crazy days. That car was a beautiful car.
It was. The
The other people's cars you've worked on, you've helped with, whatever So the Boomer left. So what did you do after Boomer left town?
Well, when Boomer left, and then everybody else started, having race. Actually, I was in partners with a guy on a Nova, a 62, 63 Nova, and I don't know if you remember the Chipperfield McNichols. They had a Nova. There was, I think his name was Randy McNichols. He drove the Nova for a while, the Nova that I was partners with, but it was just costing me so much money. And actually the guy that had I was partners with, he was in the Air Force also from the base, and then he got out, and we sold the car and split everything up, and but then I just started working with whoever needed help. I'd go over and help them work on their car or go to the races with them. And I remember one year at Tucson, it was Comp Eliminator. I can't remember what the class they called it, but it was an 8-car field, and 4 of the cars were from Chandler. There was the West brothers, and then there was a guy named Johnson was his last name. The car was called the Nervous Wreck, but you'd go talk to hhim, and he was just.
It was a self-named car.
Oh yeah, I mean he was just all the time. It was a Corvette, 67 Corvette, and but just all the time going to the races. Then like now, Labor Day weekend, fuel altered nationals at the old Tucson drag strip. Everybody go to Tucson for the fuel altered, and then the West boys, Johnny West and Jimmy West, they had their cars, and just a lot of fun.
Well, Johnny still has a car and he has fun with it, but
yeah,
this weekend he's where the big boys go, and
yeah,
he's back in Indy, and saw him on TV last night on NHRA TV, and he's looking good.
Yeah,
I see him more on TV than I see him in person anymore.
Oh yeah, that's the way I am. I haven't really seen him in quite a while. I think really the last time I saw him and talked to him was at the drag races reunion there on at the break place, Bear Break.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's the last time I really saw him and talked to him.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
He
met. I introduced him to. He was helping Terry Haddock. He started helping Terry Haddock.
Yeah.
And our friend the Winniskis, which is Rob and his son Dylan, were volunteer crew members for Terry Haddock.
Yeah.
And they hadn't met Johnny yet, and Dylan comes up to me and goes, I go, what do you think of Johnny? You're gonna like the guy. He goes, he scares me. And Johnny's right there. I go, come here. Johnny, this is Dylan. He's afraid of you. And I walked away.
Leave him hanging.
Yeah, but they've become great friends. And the Winniskis are building a big show fighting car now.
Oh,
and Johnny's been really instrumental in helping get the right parts and put it together, and give them some advice on it. And they're going to have the car out in. They're going to race it in Vegas, and then Dylan's going to get his license the week after. But they were fuel altered racers.
Yeah.
So the Winniskis, they're building a big show car, and Johnny's been a big hand in getting that done. They're excited about it. Dylan's going to get his big show license after the Vegas race. And Johnny's been a help to a lot of people over the years.
Oh, he has.
I was out at his shop last year, and we bought Barry Norman's car, that his dragster. He was his top dragster, and we hope to have that out soon. But Johnny was a big help in understanding what we got, and and looking forward to that. What was the first drag races you went to?
Actually, the first one I went to was in Chandler at. Well, there was a car club in Chandler called the Modifiers. It was the local guys, and they had a drag strip. It's one of the old abandoned airstrips. Like during World War II, there was airstrips all over. Little touch and go deals, and it was out west, kind of southwest of Chandler, and that was like the first drag strip I ever went to. And I went with my sister, and everybody, and then way over on west side of Phoenix, Deer Valley, or I went there, and then I kind of slowed down. Then when Beeline opened up, I went to Beeline. Well, the first race, I went to Beeline. The very first, when they opened the doors, I was there.
The drag strip that was actually built to be a drag strip and not a auxiliary field.
Yeah.
A lot of good memories. You've ever been down the track?
Actually, one time.
Okay.
In my POS 56 Plymouth, and I was, and that was out at Mel Larson's. I don't know if it was Mel Larson's. Anyway,
Arizona Raceway,
yeah,
Dragway.
But it was probably because it was a long time ago. But I made one pass, and that's it.
So what projects are you working on now?
I have a 57 Chevrolet 150 I've been working on it for forever.
When are we going to see it?
Well, my health keeps getting in the way. I had a pacemaker installed, and I keep getting bruises and blood thinners and stuff like that. And
Well, welcome to the world, right?
Yeah.
That's something you get to learn about when this being successful and living a long life. The world of chemicals and what they do to your body. But you're still kicking.
Oh, I'm still kicking.
It'd be nice to see the 57 someday.
Oh, it's going to be a nice car. I say the underside of it looks as good as the top side. This guy named Dick Adam, he painted it, and everybody that's seen it said, "Man, that paint job is out of sight." It's nothing. It's just blue and white. It's the stock 57 blue and white what they had, and when I got the car, it was blue and white, but you never know. But I checked the codes, and it's the right paint code.
Matches.
So and that's what I really wanted and was looking for, but I'm slowly but surely working on it.
Well, it'd be nice to see it.
Yeah.
When you worked for Chapman Chevrolet?
Yeah, Chapman Chevrolet.
In the parts department?
Yeah.
How long were you there?
About 20 years.
Okay.
And then they let me go. It was a funny deal. They let me go, and then I got the chance to go to Thoroughbred in Chandler, and that was great. I could 5 minutes. I'm at work, and
oh yeah,
it was. I think it was like 3 miles and some change from my house to work.
Your artist probably pulling out on the busy street, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. So you've been a GM parts guy, and
yeah,
you know that inside out pretty well. And
yeah.
So you could remember part numbers off the top of your head.
Oh yeah, I still remember numbers.
Oh, that's crazy. And they're long numbers. They're not easy.
Oh yeah.
Looking back, what do you miss about? What did you like most about drag racing?
The people. You meet the best people. You could go out and hammer somebody, just beat them to death. You come back in and they're friends with you because no ill bad feelings. Everybody was your friend. And that's what I really I miss that.
Big family.
Big family, yeah, big family.
It's really good that we could get you here today. You're part of the Chandler Gang. It's a big deal. Ewell Barnes was but I look at him as like being if they talk about in social media, they talk about influencers.
Yeah.
Well, long before anybody thought of a computer.
Yeah.
Ewell was an influencer.
Oh yeah.
He got a lot of people interested in racing.
Yeah.
Kind of tucked them under his wing and got him going and showed the way. And what a great guy that just loved racing and loved everything about it. And a very good man.
He was friends with Howard Cams, the Johanssons.
Johanssons, yeah.
And I remember we went over there one afternoon. Well, actually, it was a Saturday, I think it was going to the races, but we stopped in the shop there, And I mean, the Johanssons, I mean, everybody was friendly, you know, just everybody, just nobody bad-mouthed you or anything, just, you know.
It was all about everybody
yeah.
probably appreciated the fun of being there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you saw, you know, and over the years, I'm sure you saw a lot of progress in race cars and the way they developed.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, you're right after you were born at the end of World War II, so
Yeah.
you saw these guys that came back with a lot of money and a lot of need for speed, and probably saw a lot of awesome things we're kind of missing from racing now.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You know, everything now, I mean, back then, if you wanted something, you made it, you build it. Now you just pick up the phone, hello, send me a set of heads, or, you know.
It's kind of scary what you can buy with a credit card now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
People are way over horsepowering their vehicles.
Oh, yeah, just.
But that's the technology, through the
Well.
OEs and the computer tuning and all that. And
Yeah.
people dreaded it because they thought it's going to be the end of cars, and actually it created a whole new deal of going fast. And,
Yeah.
you know, real smart people learn how to adapt that to racing, which is still kind of the story of people coming home from World War II. I mean, people adapted, and
Yeah.
I think the aftermarkets and the racers are always good when somebody says you can't do it, they find a way to prove you wrong.
Yeah. I'm gonna go do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hold my beer, right?
Yeah, yeah, here.
Well, Jim, it's really been good having you here today,
Well, I appreciate it.
and thank you for taking the time to come visit with us. And we, you know, like I said, I try to warn you that people are going to see the video. So if you got any, you know, people out there, you know, we can always put a mask and pixelate your face. If
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
they won't know who you are for your witness protection program.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim, thank you for being here today.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.